See that line creeping across the screen, going from right to left over there? It's the goodness of our town spreading to the area that we have newly influenced. You'll see it happen each time you increase your influence ring. It'll make that good, happy glow that surrounds your good town. Will continue to expand. I know I can reach that tree. Thank you. And it'll sort of show in the landscape as well. It's interesting. You can see your wonderfully intervention, your amazing awesomeness. Even the ground becomes brighter where your town and its people live. A happy, happy zone. You also notice that for this smaller town, I put the houses closer together because the influence ring bubble. I compared the two here. See how far the influence ring went on this house? That distance? See how far this house went? Because this town is larger and therefore more impressive, each building is going to give us a larger influence ring bonus. So you see it's going to move a lot farther than, say, when I build this next house over here. It's not going to give us quite as much because it's from the other town. So if you watch, yeah, not quite. And that puts the 3 influence rings together. Now let's build 10 embellishments. So if you look at our influence rings right now, I don't know if you guys can really see them very well. The clouds kind of get in the way, don't they? But there's one up here, one over there, and they link up. We basically have a big U shape around this mountain now where we can do whatever the hell we want. And I can reach this mine directly, meaning I can grab this huge ore rock and put it in our storage. That's nice. Look at all the people in our town. Alright, what are our worshippers doing? Almost done. Let's check on our requirements to see if there's anything else. Take over 3 towns. Didn't we? Oh, by impressiveness. Oh yeah. I guess we'll take over. We'll probably get that eventually. Alright. So we're doing alright. Besides creating those other soldiers, we're doing really well. I'm ready to put those embellishments down. But we're going to need to buy embellishments first. How much do we get for doing that? Try to buy an embellishment that's cheaper. We get 5,000. Oh, okay. Alright, well, let's see what different embellishments are. This is a fertility statue. It'll increase your birth rate in houses nearby. Not the best way to increase things. Lamps are alright. Increase the, make your town brighter. It's nice. It's just a good little thing. Meadows are alright. They'll bring animals here. Your creature can eat the animals. You have wells, columns. They're all just general useful embellishments. They're useless embellishments, rather. There's all kinds of buildings in here, and I'm going to eventually have to explain all of these, but right now I'm not really going to get into it. If you're going to buy anything right now, make it a nursery, because it only takes wood to build, and it can make your people much more happier and productive, as well as speeding up your children's growth into adults. And then purchasing the advanced soldier is the only other thing I'd recommend at this point, if you're going to be doing anything at all. So let's go ahead and buy. Let's see, lamps are 10,000. Fertility statues, they're only 18,000, so I might as well buy something useful. Or maybe, I guess we're going to want the nurseries eventually anyway. I'm not sure if a nursery counts as an embellishment, though. Okay, here's a list of things that count as embellishments. I'm looking it up in the guide, actually. Columns, fertility statues, lamps, meadows, naming fountains, punishment spikes, torture pits, and wells are all embellishments. So a nursery is not. Columns, fertility statues, lamps, meadows, punishment spikes, naming fountains, torture pits, and wells. That's it. So I'm going to buy lamps. Let's go find the lamps. Give me the lamp! There we go. Takes 100 ore, makes your town brighter, people love it. Alright. Oh man, how come they don't want... Oh, they want another storage. Whatever. Let them have it. I want them to ask me for the lamps, though. I want them to beg for lamps. Because they're scared of the dark. You guys ever see that show when you were kids? Are You Afraid of the Dark? That show scared the shit out of me. I also remember it being TVY7 when I was 6 years old. And I felt like I was just like the biggest rebel when I watched it. Because I was like, ooh, TVY7 and I'm only 6. You know, I felt like I was getting away with murder, you know, it was great. Man, looking back at it now, it was like, damn, it didn't matter, it was such a joke, but But it also scared the piss out of me too. That show was horrifying, because I was afraid of the dark at the time. I was really scared, and that show just made it really worse. I think was that 10? Ah, I should have counted. Shit. Now I'm gonna have to wait and see if they build them. Our people, we have disciple builders that are probably doing nothing, so they'll run off and build those. I think that was 10. If it isn't, I'm just gonna, hell, let's just throw down a bunch. They're only 100 ore each, so I feel like I probably put down 10. Just looking around here, so I guess that's all right. Oh, it's ready to fire, isn't it? Awesome. Let's save. We'll save first so we can relive this if we want to. Alrighty then. Firing off the Siren Miracle. Click on your miracle and you'll grab it up just like you would anything else. And you drop it out here in the landscape, and as you can see it has a very wide radius. I'm going to put it... Anybody within this radius will become your citizens.
This conflict continues.
Right there.
And it is the Aztecs who make us vie with the Greek people.
Well, your leader's having doubts, and we're about to fire off the Siren Miracle so that all the soldiers within that influence, as well as all the villagers within that influence, are going to become Greeks. Whether they actually turn into Greek people, I'm not sure. I don't remember. But they do become, allies with you, and they migrate to your town. Whichever town fired the miracle, I believe. Look at this. This is awesome. It's like, oh, look at the light. Cortana? What the hell?
Look into the light.
British Cortana.
Join with me.
Oh, that's not kinky at all.
You belong to me now. My love is everlasting.
And that's all there is to it. When they land back on the ground again, they should be happy Norse people. Or happy Greeks, I mean. See, watch.
The
Boom!
Greeks spread like blooms
Look
on
at all
a
the people.
blood-soaked battlefield.
Clones! Oh, good lord. They all do really look alike, don't they? So as you can see, all these people that were inside that influence ring, they're now all Greek citizens, and they're all going to need places to live and do cool stuff in our town. I guess I missed those guys. I'm not sure how. But yeah, look at the number of them that I just made. We're going to need a lot of houses. Oh boy. What's our current population status? I feel like that'll make it easier to take over his town. Oh wow, we're actually above capacity. We are going to have a huge town. I think that those people coming back actually might be counted in that town. In that population total. So we might not be above capacity yet, but I definitely want to have more houses built by the time they get here. So let's go ahead and build another neighborhood here to throw down some more buildings. And our worshippers will continue worshipping the Siren Miracle. Hopefully we can fire it off a second time. I'm amazed that we didn't win the land just then. I gotta say, I want to look at this. How much more do we need to impress Tonshu? 10,000 still, huh? Wow. Even though he has no people? I thought the number of people in your town affected your impressiveness. And I feel like him losing that many people would make his town less impressive, but I guess not. Whatever, it'll make it really easy for us now that he doesn't have any soldiers at all. It's essentially just, we keep building until he loves us so much he just says, you know what, I think I'm going to join with the Greeks. They convinced the Norse pretty easily, didn't they? We're going to need to put a gatehouse in. Just going to leave it open, it doesn't even matter. Oh wow, look at that. Our lamps just all turned on. Good stuff. Makes the town glow. You can see them really easily, even from far away. It's nice. It's fun to play around with, too. If we get to a great surplus of goods, which I believe we have, yeah, 10,000 ore. There's more ore over here. You actually can build a second Siren Miracle if you like, and it will... You can do some pretty epic things if you have 2 sirens. Of course, you're only going to want to worship one at a time. It's just more effective that way, honestly. And you're also only going to want to... You're only going to want to make sure that... You're just going to have to be very careful that you only have one person. There's actually an impressive area up here, so I'm going to build another siren. Right up there. See if I can get it up as high up on that hill as I can. And we're just going to God build the hell out of this. I'm going to grab a lot of wood, and I'm going to grab a lot of ore and just build it like crazy. I'm going to see how much of an impressiveness bonus we get from this. It should be a couple thousand, so a very nice jump compared to building altars and temples and that sort of thing. Increase impressiveness by 30,000. That's nice. Still didn't take over the land, though, huh? Alright, so apparently we have quite a large, impressive town, but not enough to take Honshu, so we'll have to keep trying. Maybe finishing off the siren will, convince him? Yeah, there you go. 1,500. And another large increase in our influence ring. You can see now that the siren there has a huge radius on it. You can compare that to how far a storehouse goes. It's astounding. So when you have those things where it's like, you can only do this inside your influence ring, it's sort of like, well, if I have a siren, my influence ring is not really as much of a concern. I can practically reach the enemy town from here. Building a second creature pen is acceptable if you need the bonus. I'm gonna go ahead and recruit those other 50 soldiers just so we can pick up that other tribute. There we go. Let's do right 50 on the dot. There we go.
So, you like your armies, do you?
I do.
Bow to the might of my armies.
Hey, suck my dick. I mean, bow to the might of my armies. Yeah, I don't speak Japanese. You may notice that I actually won this land, and I only used 3 of my 4 quadrants. And this one I basically just built, so I essentially used half of the space they gave me and had no trouble at all winning. We are quite close to winning, actually. And so, this bottom left area down here, it's just kind of a gap. If you look at our influence ring, it is a huge influence ring, and we never went this way. This little town is just not there at all. No big deal, though. I generally make this the housing district. I don't know why I didn't do that, but I decided to go this way this time. And it worked out pretty well, actually. I like the way this city turned out. If you guys have this game, I'd love to see just like a 5-minute video response from you guys showing me what your city looks like for a finished city for a given land. It's always neat to compare notes with people and sort of see what people are doing. We're pretty close to taking over Tonshu here. I'm going to hover over the map with a scroll there. Yeah, 1,500. A lot closer than the 10,000 we were at just a few minutes ago, so we'll continue letting our people build some houses and things and see how it goes. I'm not sure why we aren't getting that other 50 men to come together. They're missing one guy. Let's see if I can't just grab him and put him in. Like, here. Become a soldier. Do it. You're not too old. Don't look at me like that. You are not too old to be in the army. I should have gone with 55. Because they're waiting on some one guy to come in from somewhere, and he's apparently stuck at a building or something. Maybe that's him. He's running with a bit of speed. Who knows? Doesn't matter. I'm just gonna grab a platoon here and just put down like 5 guys.
Nothing beats angry guys with swords, boys.
Just as long as we get 20 men. We only need to be getting like 3 or 4, and I can just close the platoon up. You don't have to hold 100 men all the time. You just have to have at least 100 at any given point. So there we go. I could take it now, and we'd get it just fine. But I'll let a couple more guys go through until we have like 4 or 5. Then I'll be able to snatch it up, and we'll get the requirement. So I don't actually want all these guys in the army. There we go.
They built a platoon. They plumb wall.
And I'm actually going to go ahead and disband these guys because we don't need them. They're really not doing much. I'm going to disband the archers too. because they're just eating more than their share. We're not going to take over by force in this land. It's just a matter of we don't need them. They'd be better off worshipping with a siren. That's all there is to it. And we got 100 guys, essentially. We have essentially now 100 new people that we can put in houses and have them worship the siren, have gather food. Just effectively increase the population of our town by 100 people by taking them out of the army. So you'll see when they come out of the tent. So all these guys just coming out of nowhere. It's like, well, grab them up, get them. That's a perfect opportunity to put 100 people on the siren, you know? Look at these guys. They're all just going to stand around. They're all still nice and young because soldiers don't age. That's not an issue at all. So there you go.
Disciple worshippers.
Disciple worshippers, baby.
Disciple worshippers.
Congrats, you survived your
Disciple worshippers.
your Call of Duty in the army.
Disciple
Your tour of duty, I should
worshippers.
say. And now you're gonna worship me for the rest of your life. Have fun. Grab more guys here. This is the rest of the group, I think. I'm not sure where that other platoon broke up, where all those guys went, but we'll make some of them farmers.
Disciple farmers. Disciple farmers.
The rest will go right onto that siren. In the larger towns
Disciple
in later
worshippers.
lands, I'll actually have 2 sirens being worshipped at
Disciple
once.
worshippers.
Plus, the most expensive Epic
Disciple
Miracle, which I really
worshippers.
love to fire off. That thing is... That makes you actually really feel like you're a god, you know? You can do some scary stuff. Next time to take over, Tonshu, 1.1 thousand. Alright, a couple more nice buildings, and we'll be ready to go. You'll find as time goes by that you need less and less builder disciples, less and less foresters and that sort of thing, and more farmers.
Disciple farmers.
They really become the most useful.
Disciple farmers.
Basically, you'll have a lot of worshippers and a lot of farmers.
Disciple farmers.
The creature's doing his collection, that's good. Let's look at our disciple count here. So we have, let's see, yeah, 14 breeders, 87 farmers, and 175 worshippers. We still have 2 mine workers and 2 builders, and I bet you they're standing at the town center. Let's see. Mine workers, builders, where are you guys? Builders might actually be building, but I found some mine workers just standing around earlier. You can hover over a mine and see how much is left, and you see no ore left in that mine. If they come up to here, there's another little quarry, but I don't know if they're going to do that. What are you guys doing up here? Oh, maybe they live in these houses over there. Oh, who knows? I don't know what one of these little lamps is worth, but laying down some more of them couldn't be a bad thing. This makes the town look nice. They're relatively small as well, so it's easy to find a location to put them. You stick them in between houses, just wherever you like. Put one up here by the siren. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Whatever. No big deal. No big. 170 worshippers on the siren. That is astounding. So I guess we only have 5 guys who are actually worshipping me in the this area down here. See if I can't hit somebody with a fire miracle. There's no way I'm gonna actually be able to reach anybody, but why not? Just throw one. Barely make it over your own wall. Ah, there it goes. We finally got him.
The rumors are not true. The Norse faced a brutal Greek horde, and yet we were beaten by noble Greeks who built and flourished.
Huh. Not quite the same, but alright.
My loyal people have fled to the Greeks. I'm ashamed. My brother must be told. It is like the prophecy. These people have a god. I have seen miracles and a creature. I must go through the portal to find my brother immediately.
Now we can move on to Nagoyan. Click on the gold scroll when you want to leave this land.
Nagoyan, huh? That's the next land of the Japanese, huh? You might have heard him say his brother. He actually, yeah, they are 2 Japanese brothers, and each one has their own land, and they share a land, so there will be 3 Japanese lands. We have just defeated the peaceful city-building brother. 3 guesses what the other brother is into. I've done a lot of recording, so I'm going to go ahead and stop here. When we come back, I'm going to take on this side quest as well as this side quest. They're both really funny, kind of interesting. It's very unique. They're very memorable. In each land, you sort of build the same city over and over, but the side quests and the silver scrolls, those sort of things, they vary quite a bit. So we'll come back and pick up those, as well as getting the only two things that are left, which is help a creature build 30 houses. Screw that, I'm not going to do it. Kill every living thing. How much do I get? 20,000? Not worth it. I'm not going to bother. So we'll do these two achievements and then go on to the next land. Ballin'. See you guys next time.